I want to set the record straight on Medicaid and what's in the reconciliation package, also known as One Big Beautiful Bill. This bill does exactly what the American people have been demanding. It blocks massive tax hikes, secures the border permanently, and delivers key America First priorities like eliminating taxes on tips and overtime, funding mass deportations of illegal aliens, and unleashing American energy. So it's no surprise that the New York Times and the usual liberal mouthpieces are out there spinning their so-called fact checks, especially when it comes to Medicaid. To be clear, Republicans are preserving Medicaid for the people it was meant to help: seniors, pregnant women, the disabled, and low-income children. The only people being removed from Medicaid under this bill are illegal aliens, and they should have never been on the program in the first place. The legislation includes provisions to prevent illegal aliens from accessing taxpayer-funded welfare resources, a practice currently allowed in 14 states. Let's look at California. Right now, 1.6 million illegal aliens are on Medicaid, costing taxpayers $9.5 billion a year. And here's the kicker: they're gaming the system to launder your federal tax dollars to pay for it. Here's how the scam works. Due to the Obamacare expansion, California imposes a tax on Medicaid insurers and providers, which increases the state's Medicaid spending. This triggers more federal matching funds, 60% for most beneficiaries, 90% for Obamacare expansion groups. The state then redistributes these funds, including federal dollars, back to insurers and providers through higher payment rates. The influx of federal matching dollars creates a surplus that California then uses to finance Medi-Cal expansions, including coverage for illegal aliens. So in essence, your tax dollars are then used to pay for illegal aliens to be on Medicaid. That's why the reconciliation bill corrects states that use these tactics. It cuts the federal match, also known as FMAP, for Obamacare Medicaid expansion populations from 90% to 80% in states like California that cover illegal aliens. It's a good start, but in my view, states that do this should not get a federal match at all. This bill also confronts another growing problem: able-bodied, working-age adults draining Medicaid. Back in 2000, there were 6.9 million of them. Today, over 34 million. And in states with available data, over 60% of these individuals have no earned income at all. This isn't sustainable. It's not right, and it's not fair to those who truly need the program. That's why the reconciliation bill requires able-bodied, working-age adults without young children to work at least 80 hours a month to receive benefits. That's not radical. It's common sense, and is something that nearly 80% of Wisconsinites supported in a 2023 advisory referendum. Reasonable work requirements will guarantee these programs remain protected and preserved for Americans who truly need them. Now let's address another favorite scare tactic from the left and New York Times: deficit spending. Because of Senate rules, specifically the Byrd Rule, this reconciliation bill can only address mandatory spending programs like Medicaid and food stamps. It cannot touch discretionary spending like wasteful federal grants or many of the DOGE cuts. Still, the left-wing CBO claims that keeping tax rates where they are, rather than letting them rise, will cost the government nearly $4 trillion over the next decade. But America is not drowning in debt because taxes are too low. We are drowning in debt because Washington spends too much. In fact, the last time America came close to balancing the budget was 2018, 2019, right after the Trump tax cuts went into effect. This bill cuts over $1.6 trillion in mandatory spending, strengthens Medicaid for those who truly need it, and lays the groundwork for further cuts through rescissions and the appropriations process later this year. We didn't get into this mess with one bill, and we won't fix it with one. But this reconciliation bill is a good start, and the $9.4 billion rescissions package next week helps us continue to move the ball forward and get our country back on a fiscally responsible path. I want to thank the MacIver Institute for allowing me to set the record straight on these critical issues.